Okay, so this is episode 1 of something.
Mm.
Um, I just keep getting these nudges from spirit to show my face and be more vulnerable. Um, and using my words, and I'm just trying the thing with
Yeah.
my life here. I'm Kira. This is Crystal, and it's gonna be episode 1 of a thing. We're gonna just call it for now. So what came to me was just opening up and being more vulnerable, and hold on, get a little bit of light. I don't know if that made that better. It made my forehead shiny. Nice. Hopefully, I'm visible. But um, so I wanted to talk about. Well, I wanted to open up about um, just love and being able, well, not being able to love like other people. I I don't know. I compare myself to other people a lot because me, I didn't have like safe spaces to show my full self. Um, it was never really safe to be me. It was safe to be a version of myself that was acceptable, and it just closed closed me off from my emotions. It just made it seem like my emotions weren't safe, and being emotional wasn't safe. Being vulnerable wasn't safe. So I stopped feeling over the years, and I am now trying to open back up to that feeling. And I feel like one of the ways to do that would just be to talk about it. Um, so one of my struggles in life is just loving, um, in any sense of the word. Like I have this really weird relationship with love. Um, I don't really understand love in the way it appears to me that other people do. Like some people are just so giving, but with boundaries, and some people are just so loving, like they pour into others, and they give, they're kind, they're just that ray of sunshine that everybody wants to be around. And I feel like I kind of try to emanate that, or um like be that same thing. And it's an act for me, and it doesn't come as naturally. Like I feel like I care about people, like
And you're very loving.
I think
You are.
um but I the love in my body, in my mind, it comes as a distortion, to where either I'm just pouring out so much love that I have nothing left for myself, and then I'm mad because nobody pours back into me, or I'm just so closed off. It's just like, oof, it's like, let's stay away from her. You know what I mean?
That all or nothing thing.
Yeah, I'm really all or nothing. Like I learned that in therapy. But I asked my wife to join because, for one, we wanted to start a podcast together anyway, so this was just perfect. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna like put up the video or just make it just all vocals, because this is the first one. I'm trying to just be real and raw, and I have this thing with Perfection. Me and Perfection been trying to be best friends since forever. Still ain't friends. Still ain't friends. Um, but yeah, like love for me is, I don't know. It's just like a very tainted, jaded kind of word, and we just gonna have a real conversation about it.
I also feel like love gets a bad name just because it's overused. It's overused. You say I love you to anybody, and most of the time it's not meaned in the same way that you may mean it or that person even means it. People just say, it's like calling people your friend. People just say it or saying sorry. So I think that love gets a bad name because of the overuse of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
Um, this is like a forum, a discussion. So we're here talking, but I definitely am doing this also to get feedback from the general population. Anybody that vibes with it, want to tap in, share their experience with identifying love and what that looks like to them. I'm definitely open to that. But like I said, this is the first one, so bear with me. You know, the responses and comments and all that stuff. I haven't even decided if I want to podcast this, YouTube it, TikTok it. It needs to happen. It just needs to happen. So this is step one, and we'll just go from there. But not to get off topic. Definitely agree that people use the word love as like without there's no feeling behind a lot of times when people say, well, to me, I feel like people just say I love you because we've been taught to say I love you to our parents, I love you
Mm-hmm.
to our kids, I love you to our partners. um but I've had friends that I've never said I love you to them, but I show acts of care. And I mean that could be labeled as love, I don't know. Like I said, it's a weird relationship with love and I. But a little bit that comes from what came from for me, um, just being abused, like physically abused as a child, and then being told "I love you" later on that night. It's just like, but do you though? Like, I don't know. It just kind of sent me on this spiraling mental what's the word I'm looking for when you replay stuff, like a ruminating,
Mm-hmm.
like mental rumination of just things happening. And it's like, this is what love looks like. I hurt you and then I tell you I love you. So love equals hurt.
Yeah, and even if you don't think of it in that moment when you're when the act is happening, love may seem like one thing because you've been through that. So you don't even think of love being anything different. It's like, oh, this is love because this is how I'm used to love looking. It's not that you even think like, oh, love mean equals hurt. It's the fact that you've been loved a certain way for so long. That's what you think love is.
Yeah.
Until
This
you
is
realize,
inside.
until you come
There we go.
across real love. Once you come across someone who loves you truly and deeply, you start to see like, dang, was I ever really loved?
Yeah.
Because it's a different type of feeling. It's not the same as, like I always say, love and in love are two different things. Even like love in general, with you being abused, you you thought love was supposed to look like this, and it's like, oh no, that's not what love looks like. Even if your mom really did love you, but that's some harsh love right there. Or whoever in a relationship, because we always think that, oh, our partners love us because they are here or they're you know intimate. That doesn't always equal love.
Yeah. Um I've been on this self discovery journey to where for one, like my wife showed me a different side of love that I've never experienced. I experienced, and I've been in relationships prior to, but I've never felt love in return. Like I felt care, I felt cared for, but like love, being with my wife now, it she is like love itself,
Oh, you're so
and it
sweet.
was just kind of scary to see her love without like bounds, like. And before we even got married or got together, she let me know, like, I don't just love randomly. Like I when I love, I pour into people. So I'm selective on who I love because there's no like filter to how much I love you. It's
Yeah.
not a conditional love. It's very much you don't get this love every day, all day, 24/7,
Yeah.
365, and um I moved from my hometown after meeting my wife to be with her, and I got out here like my hometown is like Cleveland, Ohio.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I moved to Dayton, and uh, I realized like Cleveland was like chaotic, like chaotic. If anybody know anything about Cleveland, Ohio, like it's chaotic. First 48, check.
Crazy.
Like so much like just violence and I don't know, like I don't know, it just moving to Dayton was like moving to halfway across the world, and it's only a few hours away. But I got here and I realized like the mask that I had been wearing, like presenting just as like this thuggish figure, this heartless, like cold shoulder kind of figure. And I came out here and people were different.
I had to remind her, like, you're not in that situation anymore. You don't have to be hard or tough or put up this exterior like you're abrasive. Like, you can soften. You don't have to be rough here.
Yeah, I realized that I was the problem out here. I was the problem. It wasn't just like a neighborhood full of problems running around. Like it was all these kind, nice people, and then I'm just like, like just mad all the time. Ugh, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Like I don't want to be a friend. But I mean, it's weird too because at the same time, even though I have this demeanor and I have this weird understanding relationship with love, like I'm so friendly.
And full of love.
You know, um, sometimes I don't know if my body knows that it's safe. I don't know if my body realizes that I don't have to wear that mask that I used to wear to protect myself all the time. Like, and then we're also going on a journey of creating safe spaces. That's in the future, but to have a place to where I could just be a human and not like be a human by this standard or by religion or by what my mom or dad say or auntie cousin sister brother had to say, and just can be a authentic human being that made mistakes. It taught me that love was not perfect. Like I was under the impression that love had to be perfect, and that's why I hated loving people. I hated um, just I don't know. I really can't call it. Like I'm just speaking from my soul, from my heart. Like it's just weird. Like I always look at love as I'm outside of it. Like I'm always looking at love from a bird's eye view and not that I am love.
Mhm.
It's like love is a thing that I could do sometimes, not that I embody. And I feel like now I'm in my era of trying to embody love, and this may just be the start of it, just being more vulnerable and open.
Mhm.
But you know how do you love so well? What do you think contributed to
So,
that?
when I decide, so I have a baseline love for all humans, but when I love someone like you, my wife, um, and anytime you get into a relationship, whether it be friendship, relationship, even with your own family, you look at these attributes that the person brings to the table. Is this something that I can love unconditionally without trying to change this person? And this is how I go into each relationship that I have in friendships. This is why I don't have very many friends, because there's certain things when people show me I can't get behind. But so like with you, I seen you for who you were and I accepted that. And I didn't say I'm going to change anything about you. I loved you for who you are. I knew that you had your own problems just like I had mine. You had traumas. We were going to work through those together. You have to go through each relationship that you get in and look at this person like, is this something that I myself can deal with. Because if you're going through it, I'm going through it. So you have to look at every situation and what that person brings to the table and see how you can help them and then how they can help you, because that's what relationships are. They're a mirror, and you're there to be a mirror and help that person grow, and they're going to help you grow. So I just look at it like, how are we benefiting each other? And of course, we are already kind of had our conversations and got to know each other. So we had that personal type of relationship. But when it came to like love, you have to look at things from outside of it. Like, can I help this person? Can this person help me? Because you can love someone and not be able to help them. So with you, I just know we both had our own traumas, and I was like, this is my person, and I'm gonna love her no matter what. So I just go into each situation and look at it from the outside in and see how we can both benefit. And if I can, because I don't want to get into any relationship where I'm like regretting the fact that I became this person's friend, or like because I can't help them because I'm a fixer. I want to help everybody. I'm a healer. And if I know that I cannot help you, like be your mirror, I don't want to have to put myself through that pain of trying to struggle through showing you who you are, you showing me who I am, because it's a fight when you're in love or going through a relationship. Because just like with my sisters, um, sometimes you have to know when to walk away, and you can love people from a distance. Yeah, that's how I kind of go through it. I look and see what situations that I can deal with and what I can't. With you, I already knew who I was marrying. I already knew who I was falling in love with. So it was easier for me to make that decision. I will love people from a distance, though.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a fact. So you feel like what helps you love well is like having discernment
Yes.
and not loving someone like you don't necessarily not think you can love, but not love someone who you can't grow with
Yes. So,
per se.
yeah, that is part of it. I I feel like I will, if I feel like it's going to be a struggle or if it's going to mess my peace up having you in my life, then I will, might be easier for me to love you from a distance. If I feel like loving you or being in a space with you to have to try to love you will hurt me more than it will heal me or heal you, then I will love you from a distance. Um, Not everybody is meant to be in your life, and you can, I 100% believe, love people from a distance. I don't have like a hate in my heart for anybody. I love everybody, and I just decide whether or not they need to be in my energetic space or not.
Yeah.
So I just step outside of myself, look at it, like, because sometimes you're blinded, especially by love. Love will blind you because you're like, oh, I don't know what I would do without this person. I love this person so much. If you take yourself out of the situation and make it like your friend was telling you about this person, is this person meant to be in your life? Can you deal with what they bring to the table? If not, love them from a distance. That's how I look at it. And that's friends, that's family, that's lovers, that's all of it. Strangers, I will love you from a distance. Because if it's going to mess up, you have to learn to love you first and make sure that you're happy and good. Because if not, and you're in a bad place and you bring somebody else in the situation that's in a bad place, it's like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely not I agree with like not bringing in people that's like disturbing your peace,
Mm-hmm.
and just because you love the potential that they may
100.
come with, you
100%.
know what I mean? And I feel like that's hard when it's familial or
It,
like
it can
a
be.
long term friend that you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of grow
And
away from.
that's where I say, like, it is, that's where you have to kind of look outside of yourself. I look at every human being as just that, a human being. You cannot choose well, you probably did in before you got here, chose who your family was. But while you're here, you can't say, oh, I don't want them to be my family anymore. But you can decide whether or not they are allowed in your space. And if they are interrupting your peace, it's time for you to take a step back. That doesn't mean you're absolutely cutting them off. That just means, hey, here's this line. I I will cross this line when I'm ready. That doesn't mean they have to cross the line and come into your space, because my peace, your, I'm going to say anyone's peace is top priority. That person has to deal with their own issues. You have to make sure you are good. And if that person's going to come in, family or not, lover, friend, long-term friend, but whoever it be, if they're going to come in and mess up your space and your peace, that's a no-go for me. I will love you from a distance.
Yeah. I feel like having this conversation just humanizes me
Yeah.
a bit because um, I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
I'm a spiritual, intuitive suppressor. Like sometimes I ignore my intuition, and instead of taking action, I just think, and then nothing happens. Um, so like having this conversation is just helping me get outside of my head and feel a little bit more normal. Like this conversation is not gonna fix my relationship with love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's evolving over time, and I'm watching myself grow. Just being with my wife for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Yeah. 5 years.
This is my longest relationship, y'all. um, but being with my wife for 5 years, like I've seen myself change so much into so many different beings and drop so many masks. And now
Yeah.
it's like, I can't take the old version, the old thought pattern to the new version of who I'm becoming. So having these conversations is helping to release that and transmute it and alchemize it into action, helping me move forward, shed some weight, cut some cords. Um, but I, the one thing I do face, okay, so let me say this. The one problem, not necessarily problem, but the one thing I noticed is that because I had this jaded relationship with love, a lot of people just, they don't know how to take me. They don't know how to be around me. They don't know how to like deal, like a lot of times I'm in my head and I'm quiet, and then it just rubs people the wrong way. They like, what's wrong with her? Like she don't like this, or she thinks she better than us, or she know it all, and can't nobody help her, can't nobody give her no advice or stuff like that. So I just find this as a way, talking on here, just as a way to just kind of talk to everybody at the same time, and like who vibe, and who don't vibe, just don't vibe, and that's okay. Um, but I wanted to share more of myself, and in a safer way. And I know that a lot of this comes with, putting yourself out there. It comes with judgment. Everybody's not going to be all love and rainbows. You know what I mean? People that may have their things to say. They may not. This may be the most loving experience I ever had. Well, second loving experience I've ever had. But just uh, being out there to connect with people, I feel like this is the way I can do it, because super awkward with people. Like I am friendly, but there's a line. There's a line. And after that line gets reached, it's just like, oh, she's awkward. And it's like, I just kind of am to myself, and I'm an only child, so that probably didn't help. Well, I grew up an only child. I'm not an only child. But I'm my mom's only child. And, um, I think it's cool that we got ways like this, like podcasts and social media, to be able to connect. And hopefully with me being a little vulnerable, us just putting ourselves out there and being more vulnerable and open will attract the same people, the people looking for the same thing. But I love having the conversation and just learning more about myself and like tapping into how other people think too, because there's other people out there I know that have jaded relationships with love, and sometimes they end up unalived by self, and that it was a struggle, something I struggled with too, and I never really spoke openly about it. But when you struggle, well, with my struggle with love and having this jaded relationship with love, it made me feel worthless. Really didn't have a purpose. Like, just feeling like, why am I here? Like, why? We here to love and grow, and it's like I don't love. So I felt like I didn't love. So it's like, okay, well, 50% of my purpose is gone. And it's like growth. The only growth I was familiar with was financially and climbing
Working.
ladders, working. There we go. Like institutionalized growth. So, um, just to grow spiritually, I'm getting out of my comfort zone and opening up to grow more spiritually and finding community. Like I want to find community, but I just really don't know how, because because I have that part of me that wants to compare myself to other people. Like I'm always wondering what they thinking in the moment instead of being present and just enjoying myself. I'm like, oh, they think I'm weird. They think I don't like them. I'm not saying enough. Am I saying too much? I'm not talking enough. I'm not asking enough questions. Did I ask them enough things about me? Did anybody ask me about me? I mean, about them? Did anybody ask me about me? And I'm just constantly overthinking.
Mm.
So, but yeah, this we're gonna wrap this up. I don't want to get too much off topic, but it definitely was a relief to get this out there. And like I said, this is the start of a thing. I ain't decided what kind of thing. I'm gonna just let it grow itself and follow its lead. But y'all definitely share, interact with us.
Mm.
Share what y'all thoughts are on love. Like, do you have a great relationship with love? Do you have a not so great relationship with love? And if you do have a great relationship with love, like internally, I'm not talking about outside of yourself. I'm talking about what you have internally, and then how that shows, when you interact with other people. um do you have a good internal love relationship, or don't you? And if you do, like, how do you maintain it? When did you recognize that you had a great relationship with love internally, like self-love? And then I think that translates into loving other people. So I mean, we
For
can
sure.
even go that route too and just dive a little deeper. But if you don't, like, what let's talk about it. Like, what makes you feel like you don't have a great relationship with love? Like, did something cause it?
Well, I
And
also feel like love starts at home when you're little. So it all depends on how you were raised, because I know my mom, she was very loving and sweet, and she, treated us like really good, and that's where I get my love from. 'Cause she loved unconditionally, and she loved everybody else unconditionally. She would do anything for anybody. So that's how I seen love. Now, I know you've seen love a different way, and I know everyone else has seen love a different way. And I think that's a big part in how we perceive love, give love, and receive love. So, um, yeah, I don't know if anyone has troubles with love because of the way they were loved when they were little, but I know that that is a big part of showing and giving love, is how you were given love when you were little. That's the start of love.
yeah,
It shows you what love is.
I agree with that
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, tap in with us, y'all, and let us know what y'all thoughts are. Let's start a conversation. I appreciate y'all listening, watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.